Hello everyone, it's me, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. I'm back with a witchy video, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. This is my witchy safe space where I answer your questions. No question is a silly question, so ask away. And I am back answering a question that I think more than one person has asked, but when I saw it, I put it on my list. I've got a list going on. And this is, what energy do I feel when Hecate is there? So, yeah, let's get into it. And if you are new here, you're more than welcome to stick around, and I hope you do. Please hit subscribe. My name's Sarah. I'm that divination witch. And yes, this is a safe space where I help people, I answer questions, try and be no nonsense, down to earth. So yeah, if you like that, subscribe. I've got a link tree below as well if you are interested. It's just there. I've got a shop and a Patreon. So if you want to support me that way, I would really appreciate it. And thanks. Okay, so Hecate, the question, what energy do I feel when she is around? Now, this is not too simple of a question to answer, to be honest. And I get why, more than likely, this person or people have asked it. Because a lot of the time, and this is not just me, we don't even know Hecate is there. We don't even know. And why is that? Well, it's in her nature. It's in her name. Her name literally means she who works from afar. And she is a goddess that doesn't require praise and credit and all of this, despite her getting it. You know, I'm a testament to that. I love, saying how much I love her and spreading information about her. She doesn't require that, though. She doesn't want that per se. She doesn't need the accolades, is what I'm hearing. So she just does her job. She just does her job. That's it. You don't even know she's there a lot of the time. And this isn't, like I say, just me, although a lot of this is UPG, of course, but it's not just me that thinks and feels that, because I get asked that on the daily. How do I know? What's her signs? People aren't realising she's there. Do you have to realise she's there? Not all the time, because she's kind of like a guardian to a lot of us, a guide. And whether our guardian's Hecate or any other deity or spirit guide or whatever, they just are there. That's part of their job, sort of thing. We don't need to know. They just are. And that is the first way I feel her is, well, not at all, I suppose. But I know she's got my back, and I know she's helping me even when I don't feel her. But for me, it might be a bit different to you guys, because I've worked with her a few years now. And then I've started this channel in her honour because I love her so much. And I read with her basically every day, not just for myself, but for other people, I help people find her. I'm always talking with her. So it's a bit out of the ordinary, my relationship with her. And it's not to say that my relationship with her is any better or any stronger than yours or anything like that. It's just part of my job. I've decided, because I love her that much, I want to do her work on Earth as well. And that's what a lot of us end up doing. If you are a follower of Hecate, if you listen to the podcast I've got going on with me and a couple of other Hecatean witches, even they've confirmed it on there. They do their things for Mother as well. And you probably do or will do your things for her as well. So for me, yes, it's a bit different because I feel her all the time. I do. But even me, despite what I do, sometimes I'm like, oh, hi, you're there. I don't always realise. It's hard because I've become so accustomed to her energy. And I feel this with all deities and all spirits. If you're working with them, if you're worshipping them, if they're around you for, a long period of time, well, it's like friends. You rub up on each other, friends and family. Have you ever had a friend that says a certain word or does a certain thing and you pick up on that? I know I do. I say lovely all the time, and that's because one of my friends, she does that. And then I'm like, oh, that sounds lovely. I like to call people lovely. She was the first person I ever met that call people lovely, and I think it's very nice. So subconsciously, I've adopted that too. We all do it. We're influenced by each other. And it's no different with deities. So a lot of the time, I feel like she's there and I don't even know it. I'm just that accustomed to her. She's a part of me, in a way. And I'm a part of her too. But in the early days, and a lot of you guys can probably vouch for this as well, from the stories I've heard. In the early days, I felt on edge. And I think that's to do with fear-mongering as well, because there is a lot of fear-mongering in her name. But because of her job role, because she's known as a dark goddess, because she guides lost souls, the dead, the not nice people as well as the nice people, she has to have this authoritative energy. And I realise now that it is this stern, authoritative energy. She's not cruel or nasty or a demon or dark or whatever, but people mistake it for that, and that's understandable and that's okay. Once you get to know her, that will lessen. But yes, I felt on edge, a bit fearful, she came as a dark presence, a shadow sort of thing. She conceals her face, and that's a video for another time. But she normally conceals her face, especially at first. It's over time that you will get to see her face. But low-key, she's told me why. And it makes sense. Well, at least one of the reasons why. But I'm going to talk about that another time. But her doing so can come across intimidating. It can, especially if you're a newbie and you don't know any of this. She's the first goddess you've spoke with. You're like, who is this? And also her power radiates as well. Her power, because she's so primordial, it's just this energy of just knowing like, wow, she has power. And if you're not used to that, it can be scary, intimidating. Sometimes as well is intimidating in a way that you're like, I'm meeting my idol. Imagine you're meeting your favourite celebrity. It's kind of like that. You're like, starstruck in a way. Aside from that, however, when I say, you don't realise she's there, it's not because she's just invisible or whatever. She does crop up in other things. And what I mean by this is symbolism and signs. And other deities do this too. First thing, Hecate, she can sometimes say, crop up in nature. Like, she is related to dogs, as in, she's often depicted with dogs, and there's good reason for that, and it's a video for another day again. You may not realise, but she can be looking at you through the eyes of a dog, as in a dog walking down the street. She's looking at you through their eyes, She can also, and other deities do this as well, but sometimes, see, I have a little pet bunny, okay? And sometimes I look into his eyes and I just know it's mother looking back. Sometimes, not all the time. She does that to humans too. Like, that's how my theory... Oh, there's the bunny dropping his things. But my theory is... When deities say they've been reincarnated on Earth, it's not that, I am Hecate reincarnated, or the people who say stuff like that, which is ridiculous, sorry. It's more that when we channel them, when we embody them, they feel our feelings, see our emotions. It's not possession. It's not anything sinister or scary. It's just... they can see the world through our eyes when we let them in, like when I channel Hecate, it's not that she's possessing me. I can see her thoughts and what she wants to show me. Well, she can see mine too. It works both ways. She sees the world through my eyes. She feels my feelings, experiences it the way I do. Hecate can do that. So sometimes, you may meet a stranger, for example, and that stranger could have... they've got their own life they're living, but there might be something about them you're like, is that you, mother? through their eyes. She comes through like that as well. She sends signs as well, not just through looking through humans and animals' eyes, but in nature, like you might see lavender plants out the blue. She likes lavender, or I don't know, some wild garlic or something like that, or hear. One time I heard an owl hooting, and I live in a populated area, and it was pretty quiet, and we don't normally get owls. And that there was this owl. I'm like, oh my gosh, mother. Just little things like that, little signs. And other deities do the same. I mean, Freya sends me ladybirds, especially when they're not that common, and some of the weird looking ones. I had this black and white looking one. I was like, I've never seen that in my life, but okay. So yes, like that. And another way she shows up is in dreams. Hecate loves to show up in dreams. Not always as herself, either in the dreams. Sometimes I dream about other witches that I know, or other magical people, or even in the dreams, it could be a stranger, but they might have a magical purpose in the dream. It's mother, it's mother all the time. So that's basically how I see her, feel her, experience her. And I hope it's helped, because you guys asked for this. So yeah, if there is anything else you want to know about her or my experience with her, please let me know. It's hard because I've worked with her for that many years now. It's like I forget what it is to be a beginner sometimes. So, you guys asking questions is helpful for me to help other people too. So please ask away. Don't be shy. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.